Hello, you beautiful people out there. I'm coming to you today. I had a video that I was going to put out today, and I might delay. I might still put it out today. I might delay it till tomorrow. But I had to talk about this particular topic today that came up. And if you haven't heard, one YouTube legend, in my opinion, a YouTube legend, has passed away. Adam the Woo has passed away. Unfortunately, he passed away in his home yesterday around about 12:30. I think is when they found him, or 2:30 is when they found him. And this one to me hurts because he's one of the first guys, one of the first content creators I actually started following, and he's one of the guys that in some ways started. I don't want to say emulating. He influenced me enough to be able to be willing to put certain content out there because I mean if you have not been following me, before this year, I mean this year was like the year where I started talking about more personal struggles. Starting with me trying to find how I got, I lost my job, and I was trying to find another job, and I was going for interviews, and at one point I was so busy I was like really putting out resumes and I was having interviews, and I actually had a job lined up to go, to start, and then unfortunately, is the other part of my journey this year has been my health journey where. Start off with needing a new stent put in my heart and then being hospitalized for 6 weeks with a really bad infection in my leg, and like I said just recently, the doctors finally discharged me, the nurses have finally discharged me to where I don't have to have a doctor's visit anymore, and Adam kind of influenced me in that way where he kind of put his as he was doing his daily vlog. I mean, there were sometimes I would go and watch one of the videos, and pretty much all he did was get in his goat cart, go get some coffee, talk about stuff that's going on, and then go back. And I'm like, oh, shoot, I could do that, But I wasn't sure if anyone would ever be interested in what I was doing because we're still a small channel, and but some of the stuff that I have put out there as far as my employment journey and my health journey have been really positive. You guys have really responded to that. And he was kind of one of the influences that I used to start that direction in our channel. And I became unafraid of pulling my camera out and start getting certain footage of us when we go shopping and do stuff like that. I mean, it kind of annoyed me. I mean, Logan's like, you just kind of throw us into this video. You don't ever do, but so there are times where it's like, I'll tell him hey, I'm bringing a camera, just in case something happens, I'm bringing a camera. Okay. That way they're prepared. Because that was his complaint. He was like, you don't prepare us for this. You just drop it in on us. And I'm not going to lie, when I first heard about his passing, because what had happened was I was going between WWE Raw and Monday Night Football because the Niners were playing yesterday, and I started scrolling through Twitter, and yes, I still call it Twitter. And one of the guys I follow is Brer Oswald, and he talked about how he was saddened by the passing of Adam the Woo, and I was like, what? I haven't heard anything about this all day, and so I started like looking for actual sources, like actual news sources about his passing. And of course, one of the first places I go is TMZ because they report on every influencer that passes away, and I would thought for sure that he would have been on there, and I didn't see anything. And then I started looking. I did a big old Google search, and all I got was social media from Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, and I was like, I have been around long enough to know that when there are certain when some things happen, you don't necessarily want to trust social media. You want to try to kind of you want to find actual sources that are going to talk, because too many times we've been told that, hey, so and so passed away, or some couple split, and and it goes wildfire on social media, and then poof, nothing. I find out it's a fake. But I wanted to find something that was going to actually tell me that he had passed. Because it was a big shock to me, because he just got back from Europe and he was talking about new things that he was going to do for the upcoming year for his channel and the whole thing. And I was really, really excited. And so I would say maybe about an hour and a half later, I was scrolling again, just seeing if there was anything. And then that's when I saw the headline from Fox 4, WDAF in Kansas City, who basically said that, yes, he had passed away. His father had confirmed that he had passed away. And I was speechless. I was really, really speechless, because, I mean, here's a guy that, I admired. I was very much influenced in how he did his videos. It's kind of how we do our videos. We like to do it as more like a vlog. Like we like to show off our experiences rather than talk about certain things. And that's always have been the big draw for our channel. That's what we'd like to keep it real. It felt like Adam was a very genuine person in his videos, and we were like, that's what we'd like to be. We do have weird sense of humors, and and people are like, you guys eat a lot of food. Yes, we love food. There's some people who've commented on like, wow, why do you guys need to eat more fruit and vegetables? And there are kids watching this channel, and I can't believe you. Hey, we've made it known from day one that we like to eat, and we like to show our experiences from all these different restaurants, especially restaurants that are tied into some of the places we go to as far as we do our travels. But Adam was someone I wish I had met in person. I would have loved to have met him in person and told him how much of an influence he was on me and our channel, and that I hope that our channel can at least grow to a point where he would be proud. I know it sounds weird, but that he would be proud of what we've done. And this hurts because, he's been, according to what I've read, he's been on YouTube since 2009. So that's like 15 years that he's been on YouTube. He's like one of the OG YouTubers, in my opinion. And I'm trying to come to the terms that, because he was putting on his vlog every day. He was doing a video every day. He put something out. That was one of the reasons. That was one of the things that people started saying, was that they were worried because they hadn't seen him. He disappeared for one day, and someone was concerned enough to say, hey, we need to do a welfare check on it, just see if he's. And unfortunately, that he was found in his bed. So I'm hoping that he just peacefully, passed away in his sleep. But and they still haven't said what the cause of death might be. He was 51. He was younger than me. And that kind of shakes me up too. It's like, for all the things I've had to go through in just the last 3 months, it's another wake up call for me to get back on my health journey. No matter how bad this leg hurts, I need to continue to be active. But he's going to be sorely missed. We're not going to get a video. We're not going to get any more content from him. And I was just, thinking that, a lot of us aren't going to realize that. We're not going to for a little while. We're not going to realize that for a little while. Maybe until the middle of January, and then go, wait a minute, we're not getting any more content from him. He's gone. He's gone. And this is going to hurt. Like I said, this one's really, really going to hurt. It's going to put, there's going to be a massive hole in the YouTube landscape that he was in. He was friends with so many people. You could just tell by looking at him, or just by watching some of his content, how it seems like he was so approachable. He was such a nice guy, and I want to continue to that is another thing that I want to be able to be emulate and be. Whenever anybody comes up to us and say, we love your stuff, we love your content, we're very appreciative. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We're glad you like the content. We're glad you like the channel. And this is going to be something that we're going to all have to kind of deal with as a whole. There's going to be a whole, two different words here. But this is going to impact YouTube quite a big deal. And because he was such a mainstay and such an influence to other content creators that I don't know how. I'm not going to say I don't know how we're all going to recover. We will recover, but just not to have, not to be able to have that content we can go to and see him every day. We can still do that. I mean, like I said, he's been on YouTube since 2009. I mean, he's got a massive, library. And if we always, and matter of fact, it's funny because I remember one of the videos we did was at Joe's Italian Ice. We went there because he recommended it on one of his videos. And we went there. Oh my gosh, this stuff's great. Thank you, Adam, for telling us about this. And he was also one of the people that was like, I remember seeing a video from him saying that he was going to stop doing, because he was one of the first Disney YouTubers, and he had talked about how he was going to stop going to Disney with a camera and filming because he wanted to just have that opportunity to just go and enjoy the day without having to think he had to get content. But here's the thing: is that he with his daily vlog, he pretty much showed me that you don't have to really plan anything to get content. That you can actually have create content from just your life. That there are going to be people out there who are going to, it's like I was told, people are going to be interested in what you're doing. And I really was like, I don't know about that. But the more I started putting myself out there and like talking about my struggles and how things were difficult just for trying to find a job at my age, trying to find new employment, and then ended up in the hospital, and I had this thing, and then struggling to try to get myself healthy so that I could come back in time for, to be able to come back in time for Thanksgiving. And people have been asking me, what's the one thing you've been most thankful for this year? The fact that I'm still alive. Because there are at least a couple of opportunities this year where I should have died, and I didn't. And I'm very grateful that God has kept me on this earth for a purpose He needs me for. And those are the things that I got from Adam, was that people are going to be interested in you for you. They're gonna watch your channel because they're gonna want to hang around you, and I like that. Like I said, this is gonna be a hard one to swallow, but rest in peace, Adam. Thank you so much for all you've done for us, and amen.